How we doing? This past weekend, I had a very hot and somewhat sexy date with this lens, the Sigma 14mm f 1.8. Okay, so I actually got crazy sick over the weekend and wasted an entire day that I could have spent shooting with this lens. So much poop just came out of my butt. I haven't gotten to get any test footage because I've been sick all day. But I still want to talk about this lens and share the footage and photos that I got from it. Ever since the Sigma 18-35 graced the market, I have been a Sigma fanboy. Sharp, reliable glass with a much lower price tag than any red ring of death lens. Count me in. So when the Sigma 14mm f 1.8 was announced as the world's fastest wide-angle lens with low distortion, I was intrigued. And although a $1,600 price tag may seem high for some of us folks balling on budgets, just as a comparison, Canon's 14mm red ring wide-angle lens is priced at $2,099, and that's an f 2.8. f2.8. For the past 2 years, I've been using the Tokina 11-16 for my wide-angle workhorse, and baby, it's not too dang bad for a $389 lens. There's also an updated version for $450, but it's basically the same thing with a different shell. Suckers, don't buy it. The Tokina 11-16 is definitely a great lens, especially for its price, but it still doesn't have the image quality that the Sigma Art series is famous for. And this is where the Sigma 14mm really shines. You can slap this baby on the GH5 like I have right now with the XL speed booster, and I'm shooting at 1.2, 14mm, still sharp, crazy wide. Come on, baby, yes! But the highest downfall of the Sigma 14mm is something pretty silly. The front element is so huge, like a fishbowl. Luckily, the images don't look all round and wonky like some of them GoPros. You gotta crank down on your aperture, and then if it's too bright, you still gotta crank down on your shutter, and it's just not cinematic, brothers. It's not cinematic, sisters. There are 3 ways to get around this crazy fishbowl, huge front element of the 14mm Sigma. 1, put on one of those new Pro matte boxes that has the variable ND on it and go vlogging around looking like a total pretentious asshole. 2, ditch all your good cameras and get a Canon EOS R and get the EF to RF adapter that has the slide in, pop in, drop in ND filter option. Option 3, get a camera with, built-in NDs so you can just slide the NDs over it. And then you don't even need to be worried about screw-on filters. That's what I would probably do with this lens if I could afford this lens. I would put it on my Ursa, use it for client work, get those really nice wide-angle shots that have the same image quality as my other 2 lenses. We've talked about the struggles. Let's talk about what I love about this Sigma 14mm. It's a Sigma, it's wide, it's sharp, low light. That's the extent of this review. Actually, the minimum focus on this thing is amazing. I am so close to this lens right now, touching the lens right now. This is as close as I can get, I think. So you can get super close portrait style shots and still have a ton of background image in to make it feel like you're super close to the actor, or if you're vlogging or whatever, and you can get blurry backgrounds like the pros do, which is nice. This lens is definitely heavy. It's a solid chunk of metal, but still, if my camera had built-in NDs, my GH5, I would actually get this thing and I would probably vlog with this thing just because of the image quality, the low light capability. It's freaking really pretty. It's a really nice lens. I'm still considering actually getting this lens and using it for my client gigs. Like I said, then I would have the ultimate Wolfgang pack of Sigma lenses, and then you just have 3 lenses that kind of do everything. Maybe the next EOS R will have the built-in ND and no cropped 4K. We'll see. I'm done talking. Subscribe instantly, become a patron, or trip and fall. And I love you. Bye.